you feel it. Guys, voice got This is the podcast that you
Hey, what's happening? This is your host Tinto, and yes, we are back really quickly for another episode of the Feeling Station podcast. And just before we get started on this week's episode, I would like to remind you that there is a fantastic Christmas present that you could give your loved ones, and that is the book that my son and I authored, titled Air, Land and Ocean Animals. And what it is, it's a dot-to-dot family connection game. And for all of those who've managed to purchase this book, here's a fun fact. Every single animal that you see in there was picked out and chosen by my little man. And on top of that, the dots that you see around, the animals that you're supposed to connect, well, were added by me. And then he added every single one of those numbers. So as you connect a dot, you're not only connecting them with your people, you're connecting them with myself and my son. So if you're thinking about a fantastic gift for Christmas, head over to Amazon, whether you're in the US, Australia, it doesn't matter, wherever you are in the world, head over to Amazon and search for Air, Land and Ocean Animals by Tinto Linto. That's Tinto Linto, Tinto Linto, yeah. And have a fantastic Christmas. And be sure to tell me when you actually make a purchase, because I would love to give you a shout out on the following episodes. With that out of the way, you have another way of supporting the podcast if you wish by heading over to www.buymeacoffee.com/feeling station and give as the spirit leads. And remember, there is nothing too small to support the podcast that you've grown to love. Every single penny helps. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into another exciting episode.
We used to be best friends, used to do good things together. Oh no, but no more. It's just a distant memory. My homie, buddy, cousin, it all just fell apart. I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm not sorry.
It's just a distant memory. Yeah, yeah. My said, "Ooh, bestie." Tato Choco, come on. Tato Choco, come on. My said, "Ooh, bestie." Tato Choco, come on. Tato Choco, come on. My said, "Ooh, bestie." Tato Choco, come on. Tato Choco, come on. My said, "Ooh, bestie." Tato Choco, come on. Tato Choco, come on.
Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Tito, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share my story.
Great. For those who are listening to the podcast for the first time, it's a romantic family and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give you lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast, as you already know, is popular for two main reasons. The first being, I do my best to keep my guests anonymous by giving them a name from the African continent. So, are you ready for your name, my friend?
Yes.
Okay, so I've gone over to the beautiful country of Djibouti, and your name is just four-letter words, Tisa, which is Tisa. Tisa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what that means is somebody that's a gift from God.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name.
Yep, you like your name, yeah?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Fantastic. And what are you calling the person that you're talking about today?
I'm going to call her Serena.
Serena.
Yeah.
Okay, why Serena?
Okay, when we go into the story, you'll get to understand, but it means this is a calm surrounding.
Oh,
but
yeah.
ironic when she causes the chaos.
Right. Okay. Got it. Okay. Right. So the story is about Tisa and Serena. And the second reason why the podcast is doing really, really well is their real life lessons that people are going to learn from the story that you're going to share. So what would you like anybody listening to your story today to walk away with?
The first lesson, choosing yourself, is choosing peace. Forgiveness, free you.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Totally agree. It's putting yourself forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
choosing yourself.
And you got a second lesson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Avoidance is temporary, consequences are lasting.
Hey, you can say that again. Louder for those in the back. Yeah. Avoidance is temporary, consequences are lasting. True. Have you got a third lesson?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
family is proven by loyalty, not just by blood.
Amen to that. I mean, they tell you blood is blood is thicker than water,
Than
but
water.
nah.
The, yeah,
There's more that's required.
yeah,
Okay, got more lessons.
yeah. Two more.
Okay.
The fourth one, responsibility can grow love and strength can be born in brokenness.
Oof, jeez, yes, I really like that. And number 5.
Number five, grief transforms, it doesn't disappear.
Interesting. I was talking about someone. I was talking with someone about this just the other day about grief. That you don't get used to it, but you get better with dealing with it. And you're just saying that it transforms. It
Yeah.
doesn't disappear. That's a really good point. I'll just play those back.
Yeah, at
Number
first
1.
it is raw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'll go for it. So at first it's raw.
Then it becomes overwhelming. Then
Yeah.
it's constant. Yeah.
Mm, brilliant. So just play those back. Choosing yourself is choosing peace. Forgiveness frees you. Number 2, avoidance is temporary. Consequences are lasting. Number 3, family is proven by loyalty, not just blood. Number 4, responsibility can grow love and strength. And these can be born in brokenness. Then last but not least, which I think I really like, is grief transforms. It doesn't disappear. So, Tisa, let's get into this story. I mean, because you're talking about a female there, I'm guessing this is a family breakup.
Yeah, it's a family breakup.
Cool. This is your story to share. Go for it.
Okay, I'll begin from how I was brought up. I grew up as the second born out of 4 kids. We grew up in a home that was so comfort. The family was our safe space where the love for everyone was great. Then our parents showed us that how we should love and care for others. That we were born in love, and until when I was finishing my primary education, it's when I discovered I had other older siblings.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently my mom had another marriage where she was able to have 2 children, a boy and a girl, that we were not informed of. Later, I knew this when I was joining my high school, that these are your other siblings.
Do you know why you were not told earlier when you were younger?
No, we have no reason. Maybe I don't know why my mom kept this and my dad never introduced this to us.
Right.
But when we were told, we had so many questions. We knew them as our cousins. We did not know they are our siblings. They were raised by our maternal grandmother.
Okay.
So we never had a chance to bond, especially me and Serena. We never had the chance. She's 15 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
I also have an older sister on my father's side. She's the firstborn. Although she's not well, she has a condition. She's not well, vulnerable.
Yo. Okay. So there's 4 of you from your mother and your father, and then on top of that, you've got a sister Serena from your mother. So she had Serena with another man, and then
No, from my father and mother, we are 3.
Uh-huh.
My older sister, then me and my younger brother.
Yes.
And on my mother's side, a boy and Serena.
Okay.
A brother and Serena.
Okay, so she got 2 children before she got married to your dad, yes?
Yeah.
And then your dad also had his own child before he married your mom.
No, he later got a child later when we are older. I think I was in grade 5, is when our younger brother was born, but from a different mother, not our mother.
And he was still with your mother?
Yeah, they were still together.
Okay, so your father cheated on your mother and got you a baby brother.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay. We got there in the end. But yes, I get it now.
So I had no chance. We had no chance with our other older siblings to get closer and bond. But when I joined my high school, my mom tried bringing my sister in the picture, Serena in the picture, whereby on the visiting days that my mother could not be able to attend, she would send her to school to come and see me.
Yeah,
we'll talk casually, and at the end of the day, she'll go home. So the next time I think we were together again, it was when I was finished, and she came to collect me from school. I had a lot of luggages. I remember that time we were also doing the home science where you are supposed to buy your own utensils. So the utensils were so many. I had the other personal things, the blankets. So we went together home. After my sister collecting me home, she left. She was looking for some work. I had to stay home. So the next time we were meeting with my sister, actually, immediately I finished high school, I got pregnant.
Oh.
So my mom was
there. Okay.
My mother was there for me all throughout. They didn't chase me away from home. They really supported me. Both my parents.
I know this is not part of your story, but who did you get pregnant by? A boyfriend or?
A boyfriend.
A boyfriend from high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way you have your boyfriend school, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got pregnant. I stayed at home. We did not get to see each other, me and my sister. But the time I delivered the baby, she came. She visited the first time. She came with a lot of gifts, clothes for the baby, and she made it often visiting. After every time she'll visit, comes here, and she'll bring something for me and the kid. And I really felt well. And I can say we were getting more closer. And we really bonded. So at some point, I joined school at the campus, and I had to leave my baby at home with my mom. So on the days I was free, I'll either visit my mother or I'll visit my sister wherever she was. And that also increased our bonding. But in 2020, that is, I had not even finished school. I was almost finishing school. My dad passed.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Thank you. On his passing, my sister had moved with the husband to a different town away from home.
And this is your sister, Serena?
Yeah, Serena. Serena had moved away from home.
Okay.
She used to stay near home, hometown. Now, the funeral began. We all came home, stayed there. Then after the funeral, we had to go back to school. The COVID had just ended. The situation had calmed down.
Yeah.
So it was around November. We were asked to go back to school. We had a break from school around March until November. It's when we were going back to school. That is, we had already buried my dad. He passed on September. So going back to school, we stayed in the school for only 1 month, and also we were given another 1 month break. Serena, who was not at home, had moved. She asked my mom because she knew how I was much attached to my dad, and she was like, for Tisa to heal, I'll let her come to my place. Okay. So me and the baby went and spent all of that 1 month there. And by the time I was living there, we were really great friends.
Tell me something.
We really looked up. Yeah.
Your baby. So, hold on. Your baby's dad. What's going on there?
My on the side of my baby's dad, the moment I finished school, I got pregnant, and he joined campus, so I stayed at home. Well, at campus, we got other chicks. It never worked.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
She used to post the pictures, and it really traumatized me.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So going home after visiting my sister, I went back to school. We were in very good terms. Yeah, I finished school now. I was given the chance to remain. Okay, I was studying in a medical school. Now I was given the chance to remain at the school and work after school, of which I saw it as the best thing than going home to stay at home and I have nothing to earn at the end of the day. Yeah, I went. While there, it was not a good paying job, but it was better than staying at home. So I would help my mom for the bill. Yeah, as time passed, I secured my, actually, as the first job I applied.
Really?
Now at the town where Serena is, a very good paying job. That was the first time I'm getting. That was a year after the previous finishing school. I got now employed to a good hospital paying better. I had to leave home now. I can't go to stay at Serena's place because it is like 2 hours the time difference to the place I was working. I had to look for somewhere to stay. And Serena was really helpful. She'll come through in terms of the transport. Whenever I was out of money, she'll send, even the husband will send money and they'll be like, use this for the transport and any cost that you really need. And I really appreciate it. Things ran fast, they flew very fast.
Yeah.
And a lot happened in just seconds. This, after getting the work, I'll really visit her. I left my daughter at home to stay with my mom for me to stabilize, then pick her. Yeah. Actually, I'd never stayed with her since I think I joined the school, the campus. I just left her to stay with mom. She was more comfortable there, and at least they were better off. So most of my off days, I'll go visit Serena, stay there, and only go back to my place when I'm resuming work. So there is, even when I am at my place, we'll still talk, and we really bonded. We will talk even for 2 hours on the phone.
Wow.
Without breaking. Yeah. We were best friends. And the children really loved me as their best aunt. At the time, I was collecting my daughter from home to come stay with me. Also, she really loved my Serena, and all the holidays she would go to her place and come back when she's resuming the school, which was so well. She helped me taking care of the child. So things happened so fast in this year, actually. In March, my mom got sick, and I received a call from the other sister who was staying at home with my mother, the one who's not well. She called me and informed me she has been called from the neighbor. My mom has been taken to the hospital. Ooh. And on that day, I was working. So I felt, if you're being told someone is sick, don't feel that, like, maybe it is headache, something light, she'll be well. Yeah. So I was like, it's okay. Let me reach out to her. I called. She had left the phone behind. And previously, she'd gone to see the same doctor. So I called the doctor, and the doctor was so busy. She didn't pick my call. I called again my mother's phone. Now the neighbor who took her to come to collect the kit told me, let me reach to her. I'll give her the phone. So the next moment I was calling, my mom picked the phone and she was gasping for air. Oof. I remember crying. I cried. Actually, I was on work. I had just excused myself to make some calls from my colleagues. I cried, and the other side, my mom was begging me. She was like, Tisa, stop crying. I'll be fine. And then I could not buy on it. I did not buy, like, she'll be fine. I was like, no, mom, I'm sending an ambulance. We need to get to another hospital. They need to take good care of you. I feel you're not okay. Immediately, I ended the call. The first person I was calling was Serena. I called her and I told her, I called her crying. And I was like, Mom is sick. She's not well. And I ended the call. The next person I called was my mother's sister. And I told her, Mom is not doing well. And I just need you to go to the hospital. Because she's being taken to this hospital, just go and wait for them, even at the reception. Now, I also called a cousin. Apparently, the hospital I was saying they take her to, that was the same hospital I was working prior to moving to this different town.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay.
Now, I called my cousin who was working in the same hospital, and I asked her if she can send the ambulance to go collect my mother. And she really did that. In a few, my mom was at the hospital. She didn't waste time, like she was admitted immediately. The care began. I reached out and she told me she's fine. Actually, the same day that I'm calling my mother, I'm still working. I've made the admission. I had to pay the bill at the previous hospital that she was in. Yeah, just the moment I heard that she's admitted and the care started, I was like, now I'm relieved. I'm not going to make any phone calls. Let me finish my shift, go home, relax. I went home. I didn't call them the whole day. The whole night I slept. But on the second night, I did call them the same night I admitted her. I woke up the next day, still went for shift. Actually, we usually work like 3 consecutive days for 12 hours, then break. So on my second day of the shift, I also did not call her. I was like, these people are doing well. I believe they're okay. If I'll call home, or if they have any issues, they'll have to reach to me. Like she was being taken care by the sister who will just call and tell me we are not doing okay, but no one called. So I assumed everything was okay. On leaving work at around 7 p.m., going back to my house, my cousin calls. My cousin is not at home. We stay almost the same place. He calls and asks me if I've gone to see my mom at home. Then I was like, no, mom is at the hospital and she's doing fine. I don't think if I need to go. And he really insisted, are you sure you don't want to go home? I was like, no, I think he's doing fine. We just ended it.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
What had stopped? I know you've got 12-hour shifts at work. Is that the reason why you didn't check in on your mom?
I work like very far away from her. The distance is like 8 hours for me to travel to go and check my mom. My mom went to the hospital that is at our hometown, and me, I work very far away from home.
What about phone calls? Because the way it sounds as if you didn't even make a phone call just to check in to say, hey, how are you? Did you make phone calls as well? Or?
After the admission that night, you see, like I'm going to work, I'll make the phone call in the morning, ask them how did they hit their night, how are they doing, and you see the response was we are doing okay. Then I'm like, if they're fine, she's under care,
right?
Then she's okay.
Okay.
So that second day, my cousin insists, well, you don't feel like going home? Then I was like, no, I don't feel. She told me she's okay. And even my mother insisted, no, don't. I'm okay, don't come. So that night, I slept. On going to work the third day of my shift, actually checking on my phone, I can see the message for some cash. My cousin had sent to me, like, I think he assumed I don't have the transport money for me to go home, the fare. So he decided to send some cash to me, like, if you don't have the cash, use this. He didn't communicate. So I just went to work. But while at work at around 1, I called them, they didn't pay. At around 1, another cousin calls me and she's like, your mom is not doing well. um, they did not sleep yesterday night, and they did not want to tell you anything. She's not okay. You can, and they believe the relatives from my dad's side went to visit her, and from there she complicated. That was the story now. Me on my side was like, hey, I can't believe in this, but they were asking me if I can get the hospital restricting the visitors who are coming to see her since I was working there before. But I was like, no, let me get to see how she's doing. So on receiving that call, I called a certain boy, a male colleague of mine who was working there, and asked her. And I asked him to go and check on my mom, see how my mom is doing, then get the feedback to me. That's around at 2 p.m. He went, then called back and was like, no, Tisa, your mom is doing well. Your mom is not badly off. He's fine. Maybe the investigation they did, we can just see there is some malaria that was not captured and the treatment has been initiated, so she'll be well. Don't worry. He really encouraged me. So on my side, I thought, oh, mom is doing great, but something was not well with me. Immediately after that phone call, I called Serena. I asked him, you see, Serena is not working, and all the admission processes, I'm the one who used to make for my mom to go to hospital. She's just a stay-at-home mom, taking care of her kids. But you see, she was just absent at that moment. And I remember calling her crying. I'll cry, wash my face, go back and give my services to the patients like nothing happened. But deep down, I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
So on that day, I just called Serena and asked him if he can let her son, he has a son who was just joined campus, if he can let her son to come over to my place so that I can travel the next day to go home and see my mom. And Serena was like, it's okay. I told her, just let the son live right now. Don't postpone until tomorrow. Just let him come right now. And he was like, it's okay. He's coming over to your place. When the son arrived, I was still at work, but I reached the house. I arrived at my place and I was like, hey, let's call the son Brian. I was like, Brian, here's the food, here's everything. I'm going home.
How old was Brian?
And he looked at Brian is around 18 years. Yeah, 18. He had just turned 8.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, Brian, me, I'm going. And he looked at me like shocked. I thought you were going tomorrow. I was like, no, I cannot sleep here. I'm leaving. Then he was like, it's okay. I just prepared myself, left. Actually, I reached in the town. At town, it was late at night, at around 10:30. And I just caught the last bus that I could travel with it. So I traveled all the way to the hospital. At around 6, I was at the hospital. So on arrival, I went straight to see my mom. He was doing great. She was fine. Actually, I saw her and I smiled. And she was shocked. I did not tell her I'm going to see her. So she asked me, why are you here? And then she knew I was preparing for a certain examination that she had paid for the fee for the exam. Now she was very sure I'm for the exam in the next 2 weeks. She asked me, she expected that I was preparing for the examination and not traveling to see her. I responded by telling her, there is no you expect me to concentrate, and yet you are seated here in the hospital, you are not doing well. I had to check up on you, and actually I'm going back tomorrow. That is what I told her. And then she was like, oh, it's fine. I'll be well. A few minutes later, my mom started convulsing. I just arrived. We laughed. We were just okay. Then she started convulsing. Hey, I had not seen this. I broke down. Like, she was not well. Now that was the picture that she's not doing well. But when someone else comes for a shorter period, we'll see, this one, she's well.
Of course, yeah.
After her recovery, I asked the nurse was there if the doctor could come and see her. I feel like they're not doing enough for her. They just need to check her well. And they had ordered some investigation, of which I paid for them. Then we went for the investigation to later be checked on them. After the investigation, actually, immediately after mom had convulsed, I called Serena and I asked her if she can come over. I told her, no, mom is not doing well. Kindly, can you just travel to home? And she was like, how is she? Like, she sounded worried, but you see, you can't be worried and you've been at home and you're not making an effort to come.
Yeah.
I was like, you just come and see her. Then ended the call. The day was quite long. We had back and forth, the doctors coming to see her. Then there were so many investigations that were ordered, the scans, and they were not offered at the hospital we were. So I had to take her to different imaging centers. And, us going, we'll have to have the ambulance that is being paid. You'll pay the ambulance cash. And also arriving at the hospital, we have the scans that are being paid. All of these, I'm the one paying.
Yeah.
And there is no other person paying the money. Like even Serena knows the situation. Not let me pay for this ambulance or let me pay for this scan. No. And me, I was okay. I was like, I'm doing this for my mom. She really needs to get well. I really need her alive to enjoy my money. That day we took her to the scan. The day I arrived at the hospital, remember I was working the previous day. I traveled overnight, and the next day I'm here up and down with mom, making sure all the scans are done. So it all happened when we went to the scan, and the next thing I saw, I had gone to buy her some medication. We'd been given a prescription, and the medication was not at the hospital, so I had to purchase them at another pharmacy near the imaging center. So while I was in the pharmacy, I could see people running, and they are wheeling her very fast. They just wheel her, and I received a call like, you wait for the results, we are gone. Then I was like, oh, it's fine. Let me wait for the results and get back to them. I waited for like an hour, got the results, followed them to the hospital they were. On arrival, my mom was not doing well. She was there, and I was like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I just called the nurse and asked him, can I have the MO who is on duty here? I need my mom transferred to another facility. I'm seeing she's not doing well. And the doctor was called, but before she came, I just went outside to make some phone calls how I can get the money, and also confirm to the hospital that I was transferring my mom if what they require, the cash, even the insurance they take, and the charges. So on going back, I found one of my male cousins holding my mom, and my mom was like, she had central cyanosis, like the lips, the mouth had turned black, and she's gasping for air. I cried, and I remember asking the nurse, you're just seated there and you can't see my mom. My mom is dying. See the way she's looking. I was very bitter. The male nurse came. By the time he's coming, like we had already started resuscitation. I had called a friend of mine who works also on the same facility. She came over, and we started resuscitating my mother. Like there was no pulse, and the doctor arrived when we were resuscitating, and in the middle of the resuscitation, I could see everything is not going well. Like the BP is not reading, the pulse, everything. I just dropped. I left them to continue with the resuscitation, and I went out. I remember screaming. I cried out and asked God, no, this is not the right time. I was like, no, God, you can't take my mom. We just have to leave. I don't have any other parent. And after some few minutes, my mom was well. But even during that resuscitation moment, I called Serena and told her, you know what, mom is not well. I made my calls to her. Yeah. So after the resuscitation, I asked for the transfer. That was around 7 p.m. that we were resuscitating Mom. And the transfers, it took a whole night, actually. I can tell how we went back and forth. I could pay for all those other things. Like before transferring my mom, she was initiated on the oxygen, and the facility charges oxygen. Like it was quite expensive because they were charging per hour around 500 shillings per hour. So, and she had stayed on that oxygen like that day after the scan thing until that late night that we were transferring. We were able to go to another facility, but on arrival, actually, they didn't receive us. They were like, "No, we are full." The hospital did not call us to receive you. So we had to go back with Mama at the same facility we were.
Yeah.
And you say,
that's crazy.
Actually, she looked okay, and she was like, "Tisa, why are you struggling? What are all these efforts for? Me, I'm doing well." That was the response. She told me, "Just leave me to stay in this hospital." And I was like, "Mom, it's okay. Your wish." Past midnight, actually, the time we were coming back to the hospital. And I was like, "No, we have tried going the other facility, and let us stay now." Because now, and even the finances I had exhausted. The other side, I'm calling Serena, asking, "How much can you get?" She's like, "No, me, I don't have cash. Let me ask from my partner. Oh, they're having a family issue. I think it's not the right time to ask him for this." Right. Then I was like, okay. I called some of my friends that we work with, and they're like, "No, Tisa, we are here for you. In case of any support, just let us know. We can't leave you in this. We just have to help you." So on arrival, Mom, she took the tea, and then she was like, she needs to sleep. I remember I was the one who positioned her. I had to keep her head like in that comfortable position. Then she was like, "Okay, I'll sleep here." Remember, I was very tired. I just got myself and the next bed that said no patient. So I was like, I'm sleeping here next to her. On turning, I found her awake, standing, looking at me and smiling. Then I was like, "Mom, why are you not sleeping?" And then she was like, "No, I'll just sleep." Then I moved to her and told her, "There is this medicine I bought. I forgot to give you. Can you have it? Just take it right now." She drank. It was a syrup. She drank the syrup. Then she was like, "Oh, it's okay." She asked me again, "Now I can sleep." So I had to position her back to sleep. And on my mind, I was like, I really need her to rest. I really need her to sleep. But what if I'm putting her in this position to sleep and she never wakes up? Okay, something was reading in my mind like that. And actually, that happened. That is what happened that night. Like she slept and that was it. She never woke up.
Oh my God.
She just slept like that. So this other side, during the transfers the night, I tried reaching my brother, the one who was after me. And my aunties was scolding me like, "No, your mom will be okay. Why are you making your siblings to worry?" And I was forced to write her a message to write him a message telling him, "No, mom is doing well, and I'm even planning to come back tomorrow." And my brother was like, "Oh, it's okay." Then the next morning, I'm calling him and I'm like, "Yo, mom is really broken." I was scared. I had told him to leave and come to my place because I knew people were in the house. And then at the same time, I got scared. What if she receives the call telling him mom is no more on the road? And what if he gets hit by a vehicle? Like I was really worried. That boy carried my mom's heart. Like it was everything to my mom. He was the last born. We considered him like he was her last born, last child. Yeah. So I had one of my cousins going to collect him from his place to come and stay at my place because I was not there, and I was really worried for him. The other side, Serena is just at home. I called him. I called her, told her about mom's death, and he was like, she cried. She cried, and me, that day she died. It was the next day after I arrived. I was like, I had told mom I'm going back tomorrow, so there is no way I'm sleeping at home. I just went at home, stayed for some hours, then booked the bus back. I booked the bus back. And when I booked it, because I had left my daughter, you see, I can't leave her to stay behind. I had to come collect her, then we can go all of us at home. But my sister Serena did not even bother. When she was asked what are your plans, she was like, "No, I'm waiting for Tisa to come so that we can arrange how we are going home, all of us." And it sounded crazy, like, your mom has just passed on. Why are you waiting for me? Like, can you just make your way to go at home? Anyway, she waited for me, and we traveled, all of us, me, my younger brother, and Serena, together with our children. We traveled to home. Now the funeral was there, it began, and the expenses, everything, the cost was on me. I was expected like most of the cash. And whenever Serena was asked, she will refer like, "Oh, it is Tisa who is working. Me, I'm not working." So I'm expected to chip in for everything. And I was like, it's okay. If it's for my mom, let me do it. So at the time we went home, the burial day came. Everyone was there. People came. Me, my colleagues came through for me. And I think those were the only people who were really there for me. My job friends really stood up for me because they saw how I was broken. And this other side, they really expected much from me. Like, I need to care for the others, yet I'm broken.
Yeah.
The problem now came in after my mother's burial. Now, after she was buried, we were left with my aunties. Now, one day, Serena just plans, you know what, me and my kids are going to our father's place. We're going to visit them. Then I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you guys have never gone there since you were born. Now, it's the time your mother has died, going. But I didn't utter any word. I was like, it's okay, you go visit them. They went, visited their place, then came back. But when she came back, she was a different Serena, not the same Serena. She was not handling anything. She was just looking at us. Like, even helping in the cause, she didn't. Even in the burial preparation, she did not. And by the time my mom was dying, I had started construction for her. We had started building a new home for her. She had this dream house, so we had just began building it. And she just died when it was almost, actually, when she was in the hospital, she would call the sisters and ask them to call us. Like, she just need one room finished. When she comes out of the hospital, she can sleep in. That is what she used to say. I just need one room for me. Like, I just need to sleep in that house. And she died even before we finished. Like, she was only admitted for 3 days. So now we are at home. Serena is just behaving weird, not helping even in the cause. Even during the funeral, she was just seated. Like, you see, there are so many people at home. You'll just chip in, like, you'll find them washing the utensils. You'll just go help them, like, it's good behaviors. But her, she'll sit. She's not doing anything, and she's not paying for any bills. Just stayed and looking at people. And even I just felt it was so wrong for her. So it reached a point when at work I was only given, it was like 14 days, the compassionate leave.
Yeah.
But after my mom's burial, I was preparing for an examination before my mom dies. So the exams comes 2 days after her burial. I had to book a flight to go do the exam and then come back home. So that was the only period I left home, went to do the exam, then came back at home. So on coming back at home, I was like, it was the exam I was going, and I really asked for an additional days at work, but it is so impossible. I had just joined this organization, and on joining the hospital, they were like, "You're on probation. We can't give you the leave days. Only what it's the compassionate leave." Then I was like, "It's okay, I'll have it." But also, I asked the in charge, my supervisor, like, "Can you add me, let's say, even 4 days?" I just sorted some issues at home, and he was like, "Hey, it's okay. I can add you the 4 days more, sort your issues, then come back to work." There is this sister, my elder sister, not Serena, now on my father's side. This elder sister was not okay. She's epileptic. She has been staying with my mother, and now you see, my mom has just passed on.
So hang on. You've got this sister, but why did you say on your father's side? Because as far as I'm aware, there's only one child who's younger than you from your father's side. Who's this person?
Now, the one we're sharing, the same mother and father. Now, the one I'm following.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, there is her that was not well. She has been staying with my mom. She's epileptic, and you see, by the time we're leaving home, we have to get to know how we're going to leave this girl, this sister of mine. And the situation, I could see, like, me, yes, I have a child. I was like, I have a child. I really need a nanny, yes, but I don't stay in a bigger house. Now, this comes the point where my elder sister is in that ability to take the responsibility. We will discuss and have her. Let her go with my other sister. So after that burial, she was like, "No, you know what? Me, I'm not living with her." And I was like, "Why? You see, she was not staying in a rented house. Like me, I'm paying the house bill. You're not. You're staying at your own house that you built. You're not paying any money. And also, your house is so big. Considering she was staying at home, like she'll be able to take good care of her." But at this point, she's like, "No, I'm not." I forgot to say, this sister of mine who's epileptic, she also had a 1-year child that we don't know the father.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are stranded. She's like, "No, I'm not going with her. I'm leaving. I'll not. You'll have to take the responsibility." Then I felt like she's really betraying me. You see, you're in the best position to be there, but you know what? She decided, "No, I'm not." And then I asked one of my mother's sister, like, "Can you kindly stay with her for this moment? Then the moment I'll be well, I'll just take her. Just stay with her for some few days or month." And then my auntie was like, "Yeah, it's okay. We shall remain behind." Now they were left at our own home. But before that, she had to go catch up with the classes. Me, I'm supposed to go back to work. And Serena she has no job. The kids are very young. The other children are young. They've not started schooling. So it was like, "You know what? I'm leaving. You shall remain behind." And I left like 2 weeks after burial. But you know what? 2 days later, Serena is like, "I can't stay here. Everyone is leaving. Me also, I'm leaving."
Oh my God. Yeah.
This time, this sister of mine that is epileptic, we requested our aunt to remain behind, and she was very fine with it. So she asked me, like, "Tisa, you are leaving. It's okay, but on this day, I'll go get my clothes to come and stay back with your sister." Then I was like, "That's great. Just do that." And the other side, Serena could not wait for my auntie to come back. Actually, that day my aunt went and slept at their place. So the next day she's supposed to come. Serena already packed things. at 4:30 a.m. she just left. And at this other side, the sister, she has never been left alone. Like even if mom was leaving, she will leave her with someone behind. We have never left her like on her own. And we had just gone through a very traumatic experience, more so her who was staying most of the time with mom. So when Serena left, you know what? She conversed and she fell on the baby, the 1 year child.
Mm.
And after falling on, you see, like she really hit the baby. And I was called by a neighbor. You guys, you just left your sister alone. Do you think even it's well? And I was like, no, the other sister is there. Then she's like, no, she left very early in the morning. And now the child, I was just worried for the child. My heart broke, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to know how my sister is doing. How is the baby? Can you take him to the hospital? Like they really checked on the baby. The baby was well. Thank God she was not affected by her mother falling on her. She was well. So now, after Serena had left, she went. Me, I'm at my place. She's at her place. Now she then changed. She started having phone calls with my other cousins, discussing me. Like, you see, she never wanted to take care of her sister. She just left her behind. She even doesn't care. I think she's in the best position to take the sister. You see, she's the one who needs a nanny. Actually, I was not very well financially. I've just done a lot for this funeral. And this other side, she expects me to have the nanny. Despite me staying with my child, who could leave the house, all of us in the morning. As she goes to school, me, I'm going to work. Then she'll come back in the evening. I'll get her in the house after work, which was just a shorter period that she could stay alone. But this other side, she's like, no, she needs the nanny. You see, and I'm staying in a tiny house, not a big house like her. She built a place, a very big house. We were just sharing a room with my daughter. I'm like, me taking my sister to stay with her, I'll need to have two extra rooms, and that's nanny. And also, you see, I'll have to cater for the food and cater for the bills for the nanny, which was not making sense because she could just she's staying at home. She could just stay with her at home. Then at that time, I can say maybe my sister had more episodes of convulsions, maybe the adherence to the medication and all that was happening. I think she was tortured psychologically. Yeah. So she had more episodes. So she started having phone calls with my other cousins from my aunties, my mom's side. They were discussing. Now she's telling them, you see, she has refused to take care of her sister. And me, this other side, I just said to tell my aunt, no, I'll pick her when I'm able. Let me go settle these issues, this small debt that I have from this funeral. I'll collect her after some 2-3 months. I'll have her to stay with her. And my aunt was like, hey, it's okay, I can help you as you wait. But this other side, they are even discussing how I hate the sun. It was so weird because they will talk with my cousins and they will record the calls, the audios, and forward them to me. Like, can you hear what your sister is talking? And I would be like, no, she can't say like this. Like, the time I took my daughter back to stay with her, they were almost closing school. And I was like, no, you see, this child has just missed a whole week, a whole term. I just collected her when they had their midterm break, and now they resumed school and she was not at school. So I have to let her catch up. So I had to look for a teacher who will be training her at my place. But this other side, my Serena is telling people like, hey, no, she just refused to let her daughter to come because my son is harassing her. Then I was like, oh, even I never knew if the son was harassing my daughter. Then that's a new story. Like, but the moment we were at home during the funeral, I could see how she handled my daughter, and I was really not happy. She will send her all the day, like, go bring this, go bring this. Can you carry this young child? And by the time the child is sleeping, she's very, very tired, like from carrying the other baby who's around 2 years the whole day. Mine is 9 years. Imagine a 9 years carrying a 2 years and with her all alone. I was really pissed off. And I remember just confronting her, telling her, you know what? No, don't carry this child. I told my daughter, don't carry this child. And my sister was sitting there, just told her, no, she's tired. Even your child has legs. If you're not going to carry her yourself, let her walk. Don't make my child tired. And I think she was pissed off. Then the holiday was like, you know, I'm not going to let her go. If this is what I witnessed when I was around, what happens when I'm not near her? Like, which work does she give her? Then later on, I just suggested to the child, will you wish to go to auntie? And then she was like, no, me, I'm not going. I want her to send me. She usually send me a lot of times. And even she just told me, you know, even the other time she asked me to clean the garage. Then I was like, what? You clean the garage? No. Then I was like, it's okay. So my sister started being so weird and talking. She will talk over me. Like, I even things that did not exist. And you see, I have evidence, like I'm sent the recorded calls, the messages that are screenshotted and forwarded. And so one day I just decided, you know what, this is enough. I've just dealt with this. I need to ask. I confronted her and asked her, hey, why are you doing this? Do you have an issue? And she was like, no, me, I've never said such a thing. Then I was like, no, Serena, no, we are not supposed to live like this. I think we are in very good terms with you. Or do you have a problem with me? And then she was like, no, me, I've never talked anything about you. So you just need to tell me what's told you. I just smiled because you see, on this other side, I have evidence. And I was like, no, I'm not going to to tell you was said because I wanted you to come clean and tell me you've done this and this and I'm not happy, but you did not. So even if with the evidence, I decided, no, I'm not going to let you and the other people become enemies or start fighting because of me. I was like, because you've decided, it's okay. So that day I confronted her. She was like, you know, I just talked to our younger brother and I talked to this cousin. So I'm going to make calls to them and ask them what I told them. Then I was like, oh, it's okay. You just ask them. But I think she called one of my cousin and the cousin was like, don't call the brother. Don't, just leave her. And she called me back, but I did not pick. I was bitter. I was very angry. I was like, no, you can't be talking like this and you don't want to step up for the mistake. And you see, you are older. She's like, I said, she's 15 years older than me. Now she can't do this. I just decided, that's enough. Me, I'm not going to talk about it. So the sister who remained at home, remember, she's on medication daily.
Yes.
I'm the one purchasing the medication. Also, they're supposed to eat. I'm the one. I have to send money. I have to send some cash for them to get the food. I'll have to pay their bills. The electricity bill, I'll have to pay. They have the water bill, I have to pay. And at that time, they shifted. They moved from our place to my grandma's place. That is my mother's mother place. My grandma gone there. The other side, I'll still send money from my younger brother, my dad's kid, for the upkeep. Like he needs to eat. She needs to get other things done. And by the time my mom was passing, it was a period for planting the maize.
Mm-hmm.
So again, on the other side, it's also again me. Even my sister, like my other younger brother, they're not in the position to. They're still like struggling. They're looking for job. So I could not even ask them, "Can you do this?" No. So it was either me or my sister. And the brother, but you see, the brother, we had never been in touch, like we never talked, we never got that chance to bond together. So I'll ask my sister, "Hey, can you help?" And then she was like, "No, me, I don't have money." So remember, I'm just the one. I have to make sure the garden is planted. They just purchased everything. Those workers that are planting, they're paid. Like all the expenses were on me. I was like, it's okay. But when my sister visited their place, their real dad's place, she came back, and one of my aunts, I don't know what she said to her, because she was like, "You know what, Tisa, what I can tell you, it's, just know you are on this alone. Count your father's children and take care of them. This one, they have decided not with you guys." Then I was like, "Oh, it's okay." So after me confronting, that was in around, my mom died on March. Let's say it was in end April is when I confronted her, and we never talked again. So the other side, I will make plans of how to take my sister to come and stay over with me, and I actually did. I actually sent some money, looked for the nanny to come stay with us and have her. But before she was coming, I think my aunties had to call her. Most of them, like 3, 4 of them, called, and they asked her, "Why are you leaving your younger sister to do this? We think you are in the best position to take care of the other one, and you should also step up as the responsible one and act like the mom." Unfortunately, she was like, "No, you know what? Me, I don't know them." That was what she responded, and I was like, "Oh, wow, don't know her." And and I was like, "It's so funny. She's just betraying us the time we needed her." And at that time, when the son who's joining campus, he's the same age as my younger brother from my dad's side. They actually grew up together. They've grown up at our place. My mom is the one who has been taking care and even paying the school fees for this child until she finished her high school education. Now, then the mom decided to stay with him after he had just completed high school, but he has been staying at our place all throughout. So apart from that, I think in 2020, when we lost our dad, that was the time we had just our mom was that's our pillar of strength. And with her, we had some challenges. Actually, before my dad dying, mom had just resigned her work and depending on this money from my dad. So we just channeled through those challenges, financial challenges, until I finished school. I stepped out. Ask her anytime how she's surviving, and she could tell you, you know what, my daughters are sending me money. So she never complained, even from the other side. Like my sister never failed to send money to her. She used to send. And at this point, she's dying. We were constructing a house that also during her funeral brought a lot of conflict from our paternal side. Like they were really bitter. Why are we constructing a house for our mom after our dad that's died? And they were like, "No, you see this money you're using, it is our son's money. I don't think if you people can get the money to build your mom a house." Yeah. And it was so bad. Me actually I think the grieving part was different compared to the time my my dad passed, I actually used to cry only by saying my name. I was still in campus, and the time they were doing some contribution and funeral arrangements, they had to post it in the school group, the channeling with all those stories, and only seeing my name on those groups, I could cry. I remember crying, like that was my grieving way during that time. I used to cry. And the time I lost my mom, I think this one was very different. I went numb, no feelings. Like people will be crying. I'm just staring at them like, you guys, why are you crying even? I became bitter, very bitter. I don't want to see people. Like, no, just get out of my way. Don't talk to me. Like, I'll answer you, and then you'll like, I know you can't be that rude. But deep down, I'm having it so hard on my side. Deep down, I was breaking. Apart from being given that financial responsibility, it also had dealing with the financial and also dealing with the decision making. I was actually, I grew up, I been all through until my dad died. Then I was like, you need to be strong and do this and this. But at this point, I'm the one making decision. This is the first time I'm doing it. You have your elders who are supposed to help you, but no one is there. Like you just decide. And it has been so hard. It has been so hard for me. Like you can't make the decision, do everything on yourself. At least even if support financially, but let someone tell you, let's do this and I'll help by doing this. But Serena has never been there. She just left. And I actually, after some month, I really tried to reaching out to her. And funny enough, she didn't pick my calls. She did. And she called my brother, my younger brother, and she was like, you know what? Tisa is calling me. I'm not going to talk to her. If there is something, we can't talk over the phone. She just have to look for me. Like, who does that? Then I was like, it's okay. It's okay. How am I going to reach you when even you can't pick my call? I think I could organize, let me come over and and see you at your place. Then we talk like grown-ups than these issues of having confrontations over the phone. So recently, I thought that was enough. It was not enough for Serena. After her feeling to pick my call, they didn't know what I need peace. Me, I've taken my sister from home. We're staying with her. I think I have all of my family with me. My brother is staying in the nearest town, not far away from me. I'm like, all my siblings are around. I'm the one supporting them. Like they're the one, I'll still pay for him rent when he's not able, and I'll still chip in to buy him food when he's not able. So I was like, no, you know what? I need this peace. You have all your siblings. What you'll do? I just deleted her number because I can't have your number and I'm trying to reach out. You're saying you can't pick my call.
Yeah.
That was not enough. Yeah. So I still have those cousins that used to send me the recorded calls and audio. So there's me, I love sharing memes over the WhatsApp status. So recently I just shared a meme and it was just a funny meme. Even I can't remember it was about. Then one of my cousins screenshots the meme and sent to my sister. My sister again screenshots the conversation, sends to my younger brother. Then my brother, okay, before me receiving the conversation from my brother, was like, oh, hey, I'm not seeing certain persons DP in the WhatsApp. Can you see over your side? And he was like, yes, I can see. Then I smiled and I was like, oh, which means she has blocked me.
Yeah.
And he was like, yes, I know why. That was my brother. I know. Then I went ahead and asked why. She was like, there is a status you shared on your WhatsApp. She screenshotted and sent to Serena. So Serena sent me the conversation. Then I was like, no, how do you judge someone by a meme? And if I was posting for Serena, why would I post when I know?
And you weren't posting for Serena, were you? You weren't even posting for Serena, were you, in the first place?
No, I couldn't. In fact, I had already deleted her contacts.
Yeah.
So she went ahead, shared the other side, and then I was like, you know what? Me, I'm done with this family. I was even running crazy. The way I'm just saying grieving is different. For my mom, it has been the most difficult one compared to the previous. I would prefer the grieving that you are crying. This one, I cried, but not that much. What I could do, I know it affected my mental status. I was not well. I even was getting depression. I remember the first time I was confronting her, I asked her, hey, Serena, do you really need me to get mad? Do you need my mental status not to be well? And she was like, you know what? Before you're getting mad, I'll be already mad. And then I was like, hey, what are you talking about? Then she never minded how I'm doing. Actually, my friends were really there for me. You know, that days that I could get out of work, get to the house, and feel like, you know what, I'm running mad. I'm not myself. I will stay outside the house, just sit at the stairs, or at times I'll be like, you know what, I just need the high volume music. These buses going to town, they're usually loud. So I'll be like, no, you know what, I'm boarding a bus to town. I just need that loud noise, reach town, then get back to my house. That's what I usually do. And it was some of close friends, they will be leaving, come and check on me. And this other side, I'm getting tortures from the family. They never cared.
Yeah.
They never. Serena was dismissive of my feelings. She even talked negatively. And at some point, I felt like maybe it is the past family dynamics, maybe the influence that did there. Like maybe she had unhealed traumas from a mom that I don't know.
Absolutely.
Like, me and her, we were really brought up in a different setting. Like her, she was brought up by our maternal grandmother, and that this other side, we were brought up by both our parents, mother and father. Despite our father supporting them while they were the other side, she was not even appreciative. Like, I think these were traumas that she was supposed to resolve with the mother. And maybe that, and at points I'm like, okay, maybe is it the how she acts out of pain? But I don't think if it's out of pain, she could just calm down and be like, no, I'm doing the wrong thing. Yeah.
Is there more to add to your story before I comment on this, real quick?
No.
Okay. So, Tisa, there's. It's so funny how literally last night I was having a discussion with a really good friend of mine, and we identified that there's 3 points in life that people's true colors are really revealed, and that is when you have to deal with death. Or that one by far really brings out what people are about. And then you got weddings and the planning of weddings. They unleash another side you didn't know of people. And the last is divorces and, breakups of long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Those for some reason bring out the worst in people. So it's really insane that we're talking about this today when I had this conversation just yesterday. And some of the things we just discussed, we're not professionals, we're not experts. Is that we do realize that high emotions, and I mean, needless to say, this is a very emotional episode for you to talk about. I could hear it in your voice the whole time that you've illustrated the story. So there's high emotions, dealing with grief, dealing with joy and anger, all intensifies emotions in death. And then family dynamics, you've nailed it on the head, because we spoke about family dynamics. Some old resentments about things that happened and how they happened tends to resurface under pressure. Old thoughts, old feelings, old points of excitement and joy all seem to come out under pressure. And you've literally said family dynamics. And I know you don't know what the family dynamics were at the time. And you've made your assumption about the difference of your mum being with your dad in a loving home versus her having her mum in another home, not in the same home. And whatever dynamics those were could have created some resentment.
Yeah, true.
And then there were expectations on both your parts. You expected her to be more responsive, more involved. This is our common mum. We should have the same emotion because we are sisters. So let's do this together and jointly. But the reality might have been very different.
It's true.
Because you grew up in an environment where you saw your mum every single day. So you had every day to build a bond. You had every day to remind you of how great this is. And you've described it as a loving environment, which may not have been the same for Serena.
Okay,
so expectations were different. You expected her to do more just because you knew what your relationship with your mom was. But her relationship with your mom might have been very different because they weren't under the same roof anyway.
True.
And then there's the power shift because there's now changes in status. Right, there's a loss. There's inheritance to talk about. Undiscussed rivalry between you two. Unresolved issues that maybe she may have had with her mom to say, well, why didn't you make this work with whoever the dad was? And where have you left? There is just so much that I have no idea. And and I'm sure you're exactly in the same boat. But this now makes me think about the lessons that you've been sharing here. To say that choosing yourself is choosing peace and forgiveness really frees you because it almost feels like you have to do this.
Yeah.
If you're to set yourself free and you're to continue life as Tisa and as joyful as you've known it, because all of this is really giving you inner turmoil.
Yeah.
And I really like what you said about grief transforming, in that it really doesn't, it doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
It shape shifts. And then you just have to hope that within yourself as an individual, you have what it takes to recognize the shift and adopt with the shift.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of one of the sayings by Bruce Lee, one of the guys that I liked when I was a kid. And he's talking about, the shape of water. Water always adopts the shape of whatever container it is. If it's a glass, it becomes the glass. If it's in a wine bottle, it becomes the wine bottle. Grief forces us to become something we do not know, especially if you've not dealt with it before. And the situation that you're dealing with your sister is kind of forcing you to become something else that you can settle in. Water changes its shape and it settles in the shape.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that water is comfortable in whatever shape that it chooses to be, whether it's chilling in a tap waiting to be poured, or it's in a glass bottle, or it's in it's in a glass. It's just chilling. It's got no option, right? And it kind of has to make peace with where it is. And I hope that this situation has really highlighted something for you that you can really make peace with, because even your lesson number 1 says choosing yourself is choosing peace, forgiveness, and it frees you.
Yeah.
Conversations about death and what it makes you become are ones that I have one too many times, because I remember losing my mother and the dynamics that had on me and what I am as a person, because I was very close to my mother, very, 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 very close to my mother. And hand on heart, I've not been the same man ever since the death of my mom.
Yeah, things never become the same.
No. Things are never the same. And whatever you venture into is completely new territory. It could change you into a human who you are destined to be and you're good for. It could just turn you into something else that that you just never imagined you would become.
Yeah.
All I can just hope for is that you're one, primarily gracious with yourself. And accept that a lot of what you're dealing with is uncharted territory. Jeez, man, I don't know if it helps that you're in the medical field, because you could see a lot of what was happening up front. And this happened with my brother, the firstborn in my family. When we went to go and see my mom one of the days that she was in ICU, he read the charts very quickly because he understood them, and he left the room.
Yeah.
And he didn't say a thing. And I remember kind of having a go at him that you're the leader of the family, you're the firstborn of us, but you're extremely quiet. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? It took me 9 years to finally understand that he already knew what was going on.
What was going on? Yeah.
And he had started his grieving process, and he had no one to back him up. And I know he blames himself for being so understanding and so intelligent about that. And over the years, we have grown and bonded as brothers because I've had to then say to him, hey, listen, it's not your fault. You understood more than we did. It's a blessing and a curse all in one. And then that reassurance with us as brothers has made us grow. So, within yourself, with your medical background and everything that is happening, make the best of your lesson, number one, which is choosing yourself is choosing peace because it frees you. And then number two, avoidance is temporary, but the consequences are lasting. Number three, family is proven by loyalty and not just blood. Number four, responsibility can grow. Love and strength can be born out of brokenness. And for me, that is very strong.
Yeah.
Because that love and strength, you've got a daughter, you're an auntie, you still got family that you can be a pillar for. That you can help to support and navigate this situation in life as it is. And last but not least, grief transforms and it doesn't disappear. Look, we're all going through the human experience in the way that we best think we can navigate it, given the tools that we've picked up from life as it is. And I'm just really grateful, Tisa, that you've shared this with me on the podcast because I can relate. I get it. And if someone is having the same amount of difficulty because they've had a loss, it may be a loss of a relationship, a loss of a friend, a loss of a family, a brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whatever the loss it was. It may just encourage them that they're not alone on this journey. There's no expert.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have an expert in death. You absolutely cannot.
No.
I only got okay with my mom's death 9 years down the line, but I got people who got okay with the death of their parents 6 months down the line because the relationships were different.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just lean into your support system, whatever that looks like. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. And this is just speaking to everybody else out there. And if you feel the need to come and share, hey, this is why we are all trying to be the best version we can. I mean, I know where you're from, and I'm really glad that this is touching a whole lot more people than I ever imagined.
Yeah.
But thanks for sharing this lesson because I know somebody else is really going to make the best out of it. Tisa, I really appreciate you.
Yeah. Always come.
For those who are listening to this episode of The Feeling Station, thank you for making it to the end. I'm your host, Tinto, and I will look forward to catching you in the next episode.
Come on.